Hey guys, today I want to share with you my completed build of the HGUC Gaplant. So as you can see in the title of this video, I kind of changed up the name a little bit to the ORX-005B. Added the B on there, and as you can see, added the B on there as well, a few places there on the kit. And so I made this into a kind of high mobility test type version of the Gaplant. I basically just made a few little modifications, and obviously the biggest modification, the most obvious thing, is going to be the color change. The colors that I used for this kit, let me just get this out of the way first. We'll just go over the colors that I used. For the green, I use number 56. This is IJIN Gray Green Nakajima. This is just like one of Mr. Color's more like specific green colors here. For the lighter of the gray armor, I use Mr. Color number 13, Neutral Gray. As you can see, very well used one here. For the other tone of gray, I use Mr. Color number 32, Dark Gray number 2, to give that two-tone gray effect there. And I did also use a little bit of this, just Mr. Color number 40, German Gray, a very popular gray color, I think. I used a little bit of that in there, not a whole lot though. As for the red, that was the only aspect of the original color scheme that I kept, that little red there on the top of the head. I thought that made a nice little accent. I forget which exact color red that is, but it's just red anyway. And then for the decals, I used a bunch of just HIQ decals that are like orange and white, so those made some pretty cool markings for this, I think. And so this is basically just like a project that I did. This has actually been done for like a couple months. I've just been kind of slow to actually get it in front of the camera for you guys. But every once in a while, I just kind of want to work on a kind of small little project and not really show it too much, like in terms of work in progress. So like I didn't really even talk about this anywhere. I didn't do any work in progress videos, anything for this. I just kind of just did it. Sometimes I just need a break from like showing everything that I do in Gunpla on YouTube, and just want to just do kind of small little quick fun little project, not really like a really big thing, just kind of for myself. So that was this. I actually currently just finished another one of those little projects, so you'll see that one pretty soon. Yeah, this one was just one that I just wanted to do for fun. Just wanted to do a little bit of modification to it. I had this kit just kind of sitting around for a long time, and so basically these kind of extra kind of engines that I added there onto the kind of arm binder things there, those are just backpack parts from the Revive Gyan. So I have two of them. One is from the Revive Gyan, the other one is from the Gyansalot, which is just leftover parts in the Gyansalot kit. So use those, just a couple of spare parts, like these like little wing parts. I added those on the back of the leg, these little parts here on the side of the binders there, added those, added some little vent pieces there on the side of the shoulder and on the side of the leg as well. On the top of this kind of backpack part here, just made that like vent there instead of just changed up the detail. There was a different detail on there. Got rid of some details on the top of the shoulders there as well. And I think that's pretty much it in terms of the modification. One other modification I did make though was the side skirts. I made the side skirts a little bit shorter. They actually were originally a little bit longer, and I cut them shorter and added a polycap inside there to store the beam saber handles. So the beam saber handles can now be stored up inside the side skirts. I don't have them there now. I have them here. So here's the beam saber handles. The original beam saber is actually molded as just one piece, so like here's the original beam effect part. Just cut that off and then drilled a hole in there, and I took these beam saber effect parts. These were from the Master Grade Wing Gundam Zero. Had these, so just made these to fit into these beam sabers. So now he's got these quite long, because these are 1/100 scale and quite big. So he's got these really huge green beam saber effect for these, and so when not in use, these will actually plug up into the side skirt, and like the way that they are, I'll show you here in a minute, but the way that they sit in there, like the ends of them, they're actually like covered like to that, so you can see like the end of them kind of poking out of the bottom of the side skirt. It's pretty cool. So that's pretty much it for this, in terms of what I did to it and in terms of any sort of like modification or anything. It was just like a fun little project. I did some shading on the kit, but that was like highlighting actually, so it's not pre-shading how most people would typically do that, I guess. I just painted it in the one solid color and then like added a little bit of white or yellow into the paint. Like in the case of the grays, I just added a little bit of white into that and then just kind of spray around in the kind of central areas of the armor. For the green color, I just added a little bit of yellow to that, so it's just like a little bit lighter, a little bit warmer in there to give it a kind of shaded look. It's similar to pre-shading anyway, but I guess if you don't really know what highlighting is, watch Henry's video about pre-shading. He explained it pretty well. I'm not really explaining it very well at the moment, but hopefully you guys all are well aware of what that is. So yeah, as usual, just with my completed builds here, I just want to talk with you guys a bit about what I did first, and then I'll just give you just kind of a video montage of some different angles of that and everything. This kit has a really unique connection to a connection base, so it's actually kind of really hard to put this on an action base. You need that base. I don't have the base for this anymore. I used it for a different project way back when, so just kind of, I don't know if I'll be able to get it to sit up on an action base. I'm going to try, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. What I'm going to do with this kit after I'm done with this, I'm actually going to send it to Moki Mats in the Philippines. If you remember from my trip to the Philippines last year, I met up with him, did an interview with him, and at that time he gave me a custom Barbatos kit that he made, so I wanted to give him a kit back. So I'm going to give this kit to him. He already knows that, it's not a surprise or anything, but I've just been keeping him waiting, I suppose. So yeah, I'm aware that, just want to stop this here for a minute. The B marking, obviously, as I mentioned before, just because I kind of changed up the title of this kit, the number for the kit. The B is there for that, and then this is supposed to be like a B as well, which I thought was a kind of clever, cool thing, just that B marking. Obviously, I think that's a wasp, not a bee, but just gonna have to use your imagination. Anyway, it's just a kind of cool marking there, just supposed to be sort of Titan's test unit. So that's pretty much it. I won't talk too much more about this. There's not really too much to say. It's just a simple little project. So I'll give you guys more looks at the kit. Leave any questions or comments down below, and just enjoy. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.